my nails, put my high heels on. It's Saturday and I won't be long till I hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor. I got all I need. All my dream got rich, my dream got rich. I got you, baby. Baby, I don't need that, I belong to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need that, I belong to have fun tonight. Have fun tonight, fun tonight.
I started drinking and driving again. I went and cut off like all of my friends. Tried to explain it, they don't understand. It's like they don't even know who I am. I'ma keep it 100, some things but different. Crooked smiles, I know they listen. You turn up, I turn up missing. You don't see me out, I'm busy. Always hit me up late night, say you miss me. Asking how I've been without you. Guess I've been doing good, see the numbers hit. You were so cold in the summer, hey. No telling what time will hold for me. No question, it's how it's supposed to be. Tell me if it's too late, but what's gonna make you stay when it's over? Will you still love me when it's over? Will you still be here in the morning? When I think that I need you just to get through my issues, I'll miss you when it's over. Will you still love me when it's over? Will you still be here in the morning? When I think that I need you just to get through my issues, I'll miss you when it's over. Over and over again, line ringing 3 a.m. Decline now, I don't got time for time wasted. Stuck in my ways, I'm too jaded. Out of my mind, I'm too faded. I'm going crazy, quit your talking like you made me. Quick on losses, you.
This is Freetown Television Network. 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 This is Freetown Television Network.
VFX footage. 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 VFX footage.
It's been 1 year of transformation. We started off at a point where Sierra Leone was no longer acting as a responsible actor in the international system. Today, we are a government that is respected, a state that is seen as a major actor in the international system, from the sub-regional to the regional, the continental, and indeed the international arena. Well, let's be very clear. As a state, we have to be a responsible actor in the international system. Our relationship with the rest of the world is not dependent on government of the day. It is about promoting and projecting the national interest. As a new direction, President Julius Malabi has made it very clear that we are going to increase our global footprint. We are going to hold on to old friends while making new friends. Because at the end of the day, it is the national interest that drives our relationship with all nations of the world.
This is the first year of the president in office, and I should say that we have been able to look at some of the challenges, because we know when someone comes into office, especially when there is a transition, you need time for transition, but at the same time we've been able to put the new direction on track in order that we can be able to set ourselves as to what we said we are going to do when we were campaigning. But the good news is that quite a number of things have been achieved. Tourism was an extremely dead sector. Now, for instance, you see people giving awards to the Minister of Tourism, talking about tourism all over the world, seeing us on the international side, the domestic side, rolling out quite a lot of new policies. Now we are talking about decentralization. We are opening the market, in the promotion and marketing. So much is happening, and we are up and about in terms of implementing our ecotourism policy. We are integrating with all the different sectors. So it's a big, big change, because what it means is that within 12 to 24, 36 months, tourism is going to deliver jobs. Just our statistics for 3 months show that we had over 20,000 tourists in Sierra Leone. And I mean, can you imagine what is going to happen by the end of this year and then to next year? So many good things has happened. For this very reason that we call on the people to support us in our democratic accountability drive. We are talking about over $1 billion siphoned, ending up in bottomless private pockets. We want the citizens to stand with us to recover those monies so that we can plow back into this economy. I hear people saying the ground dry. If we recover all of those monies, we plow them back into this economy, we can have flooding.
VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage.
From studio floor, right at Timbatu College Studio, and the heart of the Freetown capital. Hello and an happy welcome to another edition of your favorite program, the views that inform, educate, and entertain you on issue of relevant information that unfold in nation building. I am Mohamed Bah. bringing you your relevant program, that is the views, live on Freetown Television Network on channel 35 and also on Radio Freetown 90.4 FM. You can also get it on download on Google app. You can watch us any part of this afternoon, our 5th edition of the for the year 2018. I have the media analyst as we are going to continue the discussion on President Julius Malema administration since the people of Sierra Leone. In the studio, I have Victor Titiluga. It's a woman called Victor. And also, I have Mohamed Kamara, Director of Youth Empowerment and Development Association. It's a warm welcome, one of good day, and I'm happy. Welcome to the views on Freetown Television Network.
Thank you. Good day, my people out there.
Okay. These are my guests here this afternoon. Channel 35. And without much ado, I will usher in my guest straight into the program. I will start with you, Mohamed. Let's start to reflect to the past so that we can get a clear picture of the situation. Yesterday, the act of the capital and then the administrative house of governance, that is State House, was the center of attraction for government officials, members of the public, the diplomatic corps, religious leaders, and so on and so forth. We were there yesterday observing a religious prayer for the celebration or observing the 1 year in office for His Excellency President Julius Malema. What do you think? Is there anything to celebrate in 1 year with the new administration?
For us as civil society organization, we must say thank you to every Sierra for celebrating the present government office 1 year. Of course, we have to look at the administration. For us, we do believe that government should not be sitting down here and sit out, celebrating 1 year. 1 hour they're supposed to go out and what the situation down in the state of Freetown and in the country as a whole. For them to be at State House celebrating, for us, it is a call for concern.
It's a call for concern. So what are the concerns that make this kind of call?
So many struggles are going on out there in the state of Freetown and in the country as a whole. If you go down to the state of Freetown, you ask so many young people are not happy with the present administration. Things are really, really hard. For us as civil society organization, although we know government is doing a lot in the education sector, for us, we can say kudos to His Excellency the President, for him to do extremely well in the education sector. But there are so many challenges in that particular side. But what we are seeing here, young people are out there. There is no job for the young people. Young people expect so many things from this present government. But for us as civil society organization, we do believe government should go out there and ask the view of the people so the people can express themselves and then to guide the government for them to know what to do and to render the situation for them to help the young people out there.
Okay, your organization is dealing with young people in terms of empowerment and other things. But the issue of unemployment has been a perennial problem, which you have already made mention of, a cause for concern. What kind of approach as a civil society will you take to draw the attention of government in addressing the plight of young people?
For us, we do believe that we have made so many calls to government, past government and present government, unless the present government put the situation under control to arrange certain strategies that can resolve this particular issue of youth issues. We need the young people out there need so many institutions to come in the private sector to assist the government for them to cushion this problem. Without the private sector, the government alone cannot cushion this problem. So we need more private sector to come in to cushion this problem.
Okay, very interesting. I will be turning over to Victor Tutuoja as the media analyst. It's a warm welcome, Victor.
Thank you.
Okay, he's not any strange face on this particular screen. And Victor, you have heard from Kamara, and he made it that there is a cause for concern. The government should not be sit at the House of Power to celebrate or observe this day, but to go out and engage the people so that they can know the concern and address the plight of the people. I don't know whether you agree or disagree on this particular angle.
That's his view.
Okay.
For which he has right to.
Okay.
And I may be alongside with him.
Okay.
Not a percentage that he may be called for, but along the side, I'll give my own view also. When you look at what he gave out, it's like more of the challenges. He dwell on the challenges the more. Looking at the 1 year celebration of this particular government in power right now, it's not really in a state to merry about or jubilate or whatsoever. It's a moment of reflection.
Okay.
The reflection we are in, where have we went wrong? If we've gone wrong anywhere, what are the strategies we fail to apply that is not yet done? I mean, it's not yet done. That is giving us the position for which some people may be crying us down. Yes, successes, we can look at it, but you cannot dwell on it because it's a government of continuity. It's a government of high expectation. It's a government of not to sit down and cry faults, but to deal with faults met, because you're working on something that is on the table. When you come and meet it, they say continue. It's not stop there or start. Continue. It's your strategies for which you put in place. We reschedule the whole process for a positive action. Okay. Or if you leave it like that, you want to go because that's the own platform you want to start on, then you must dwell on a negative platform.
Okay.
So when we look at the government, after studies around the whole 1 year situation, you can find out that the current government paid more attention on foundation, getting structures refurbished again, structures that have got damage, structures that are not in place to position better pillars for a better future of development. So, in other words, let's revisit, put a better structure where we have to spend time. But we'll spend time for a long future and a long-term goal. Let's spend time for it now. We know there will be many cry, but a cry that will lead to joy tomorrow. You have, like what they say, tears of joy. Now I will cry. Now I'll bear the pain. But along any agony, any journey, you have those that will reach you. You have those along the way that will fall.
Okay.
You have those that
we are talking about reflection, meaning that because most time when you reflect, you get a clear picture of the current status.
Yes.
And you know the current status of people in this country. Before the coming of the BU government, the issue of bread and butter being their main tools
Yes.
of arming the elsewhere government. And now the situation still continue unabated. Import and local foodstuff skyrocketed. The economy is going beyond the control. We are now observing a true digital economical system. Is it this kind of reflection we should be expecting from the president, other than going to State House, assembling his ministers and try to get some amount of merry-making?
When you look at the program that was staged at State House yesterday, the program calls more for not merriment, but for prayer for the nation. Okay. We are in a nation we are in, it's like a curse. We are in even ourselves, because after God is is man. Come in, go out. We've seen our very selves, wooing this country to destruction. We use words that we get this country to be endangered. We are not respectful for authorities before and to now.
So we need the divine intervention.
We need divine intervention because those words are words that will go deep down. It goes astray. You not have it, but deep down when you go, until you ask for mercy and prayer for direction. Without God's direction, it's in vain, because it's from God that power comes.
Okay.
And whosoever the power dwells on should be blessed, and that blessing from that person runs over to the generation.
Okay.
So if the blessing is coming for the head, for the generation is not observing the blessing, then it becomes a curse.
Okay.
So that curse, we need to reverse it, and the only way we reverse it is prayer, and that's the prayer called for yesterday. And in that prayer, you can hear them reflecting in the prayer. God, what we've gone through, we pray that you change the situation. They are reflecting. They are calling back for what we've passed. Meaning, there are struggles along the line that we've jumped, need to be reconciled with God Almighty for direction. And from there, then the direction that comes from, to the leader will now lead us through like the Israelites.
And the path of
yes, for
success.
For successful so when we look at the whole situation, actually, the government, by and large, have done their bit.
Their own bit.
Yes, in attacking some situations that we think, if not attacked earlier, there would have been more in a darker position.
Okay, let me a little bit.
So, if I can conclude now, honestly speaking, there are challenges along the line. Much have been done, and it's spent on foundation. We are now waiting for the block laying.
Okay.
Wherein it counts on joblessness, the bread and butter, and some structures, cutting down on tax for more.
Okay, I'll be coming over to you, but continue to stay with me. You are watching the views live on Freetown Television Network and also on Radio Freetown frequency modulation 90.4 FM. In the studio, I have Mohamed Kamara, Director of Youth Empowerment and Development Association, and also my media analyst Victor Tutu Rogers that helped me throw light in the topic of discussion. Is there anything to observe or celebrate with the current administration of President Julius Maada Bio after being clocked 1 year in office? Is there anything that the question we ask here this afternoon? But Kamara, we are looking now, people are now seeing things as if their concerns have not been materialized. You yourself can attest to the fact that people voted in the present government due to the acrimony faced by the previous government, but yet still their dream, their expectation seems not to be materializing at this point in time in terms of economical strength, job employment, security. You yourself can attest to the fact, because every now and then we are finding unidentified dead body, things are happening unceremoniously, so the things continue on abating.
What should I say here? So many challenges along the line.
Okay.
This is a challenge which this particular government fall into. For them they fall into this this particular problem.
What do you actually mean?
This present government is saying they inherited a rough economy, if I can put it towards that perspective. And the rough economy they fall into cannot give them the level playing field, except the government put some certain situation around. They try to turn the situation around for them to have the level playing field. But the campaign message they give out, they are coming to resolve the bread and butter issues. about to give Sierra Leoneans the level playing field, for them to have job facility, give them a better living. So for them, what we are expecting now from this present government, we are not looking at this 1 year in office. For us and for us as organization, we are looking presently at the next year to come. For we as organization, we want to see the turnaround of the economy. There is so many challenges in the economy. If you watch the mining sector, there is no mining going on.
And Sierra Leone live on a given economy.
What we are seeing here, one of the strengths of Sierra Leone is undermining. But this present government assures us that they want to move from that perspective to go to agriculture. For them to take the economy to agriculture, it is a very good move.
Are they moving in that direction?
For now, there is just let me put it in this way. They are trying to put some amendment together for them to give us the way forward. So what we are expecting here from them, the president, for him to move the ship faster. Young people are out there; they want job. That is what I'm saying that is what I'm calling for to the president, for him to give the level playing field, to move the ship, so the young people can have the job they're supposed to have. So to cushion the situation in Sierra Leone.
Okay, but we are seeing so many people being sacked in institution of national concerns, which add more burden on the government, because sacking someone automatically become unemployed, whether it's professional or unprofessional job that individually doing. So we are expecting government should continue to employ people other than sacking people.
Not government should employ everybody.
They will not, but they are the highest employee.
What we are saying here, let us look for evidence. These people they sack. Are they civil servants or not civil servants? Let us ask that particular question to those people that are claiming that government sacked them. That is a bone of contention. It is a question for them out there, and then for the politicians to answer that question. For us as civil society activists, we have not got those complaints. With those complaints, we can investigate, and then we make the way forward.
Victor, you have heard from Kamara, but from the look of things, it seems as if the situation is still out of context.
Yeah, the situation.
Economically, socially, infrastructurally, because even institution of national institution of democracy, we are not seeing performing them their duty. We see people are now taking the exit door based on the iron fist or the approach of this government. So things still continue unabating. Why is the layman still continue to languish down there? Because they cannot provide. Sierra Leoneans are living on a daily basis. They go out, whatever they get, they feed themselves and their family. Tomorrow they look for another again. So it sounds imaginable. So the situation continue unabating.
Honest, the situation in the country currently with regards to more the bread and butter, that's what you lay more emphasis on. Because we have many down there that they are not up to the task. But let's come back to the area of getting people out of offices. It's like adding more burden on the unemployment rate. That one is you are in position to say so, which is right. It only depends the character of the individual for which he or she is removed from his office. But if on no basis, just remove them, there who will say yeah, they get it wrong. But in a situation we are in, removed from the office based on attitude, maybe the person cannot deliver.
Don't you think it's a premeditated something? Because the thing that people that are working in some of these institutions, we are affiliated people with the previous government and their political party.
Well, I'm not talking about the area you're coming at. I'm talking about action on spot. An action on spot for which you'll be punished for is based on your attitude. There are some attitude you put up in the office doesn't need an investigation. It's a reality, live scene, on spot, cut. Nothing for you to go and investigate again. It's like, we know our, like the Gazette, the job, the labor law. You have some attitude or kind of misconduct you are found guilty of. You need not any investigation, but to immediately dismiss you. We know about those kind of dismissed acts. We also talk about the ones you just think of, assume of this person might be whatsoever, then you just ask the person out. It's another case. We also have the area of the political sacking. You know, for any government comes in, goes out, you have government appointments for which, if this particular government appoints you and it's not in power again, there is a whole amount of fear about you that if you stay here, will not work for this particular government. That's government appointment. We're not talking about civil servants. Wherein they have the right to stay. It's not about, unless they involve themselves into political activities, nakedly seen, and are engaged in campaigns and going off their office to go and
putting on party
colors. Those are different cases for which, if you are found according to the law, you should be asked out of office. Okay. That one is established by law. But for the one that's just assumption without any fact, and it's not a government appointment, then it needs an investigation. But again, we have some sacking, even if the person you take it to another end, just decide to be somebody that creates problems and undermine development for whatever position or office you may place him or her. We have those kind of people. In mind you, we have individual differences as human. Your attitude, my attitude will not be one. But there are laws that confines our attitudes. And if those laws you fail to adhere to, then means even before law, you should be penalized. Okay. Either if it calls for court matter, you go to court. If it calls for sacking, you go out of the office. We have those kind of laws for which, at the end of the day, such people, most of them are found in private sectors. Okay. Business. Okay. So, but my word of advice is a challenge.
Okay, I think we'll be coming to that.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Okay, I want us to just listen or get the views of the ministers, because yesterday, His Excellency, I don't know whether it was deliberate for him not to make any statement in that particular program. Because most people are expecting that he should have made statement to at least capture the mind of his people. But yesterday, I don't know whether it's deliberate. I
started with reflection. I started with the word reflection.
Okay.
In reflecting, it's like it's a report card for which you sat to your exam.
So let's take this reflection.
So now the people should mark your paper and talk. He may talk later, but we are now marking the 1 year. As it's like what we are doing right now.
Okay.
He's listening, so he knows that we are marking his paper. It's not all his government that he entrusts them to give him the correct information. He will send them, they will come and say, "Pa, I've done it." But who qualifies the activity to be fully implemented is those that are on the ground where the particular activities is implemented. Okay. And so bringing with that scoreboard for giving those grades, he will come later. If he would have said anything yesterday, it will be thrown to a challenge. So now that he doesn't speak, well, he was very wise, because whilst they are grading him, he's reflecting
on
what went wrong, whilst I was acting in that particular capacity, or my minister was working that way. So from the reflection, we'll hear from him very soon. And from that now, they will know if he really worked alongside with our scoreboard, and what are the things we want to apply that he failed to apply during the first year. So we'll look at the second year, for which the second year now is our expectation of no blame. Expectation of no blame. This one,
I'll be coming to you. I'll be coming to you, Victor. Let me hold you for a while. I'll be coming to you as we continue the discussion this afternoon. You are watching the views live on Freetown Television Network and also on Radio Freetown 90.4 FM. We go for a short break, then we come and get the reflection of some of the ministers that our colleague Moses J. Lavalley spoke with yesterday at State House. Let's just go for a short break, then we come back as we continue. Stay tuned.
VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage.
It's been 1 year of transformation. We started off at a point where Sierra Leone was no longer acting as a responsible actor in the international system. Today, we are a government that is respected, a state that is seen as a major actor in the international system, from the sub-regional to the regional, the continental, and indeed the international arena. Well, let's be very clear. As a state, we have to be a responsible actor in the international system. Our relationship with the rest of the world is not dependent on government of the day. It is about promoting and projecting the national interest. As a new direction, President Julius Malema has made it very clear that we are going to increase our global footprint. We are going to hold on to old friends while making new friends. Because at the end of the day, it is the national interest that drives our relationship with all nations of the world.
This is the first year of the president in office, and I should say that we have been able to look at some of the challenges, because we know when someone comes into office, especially when there is a transition, you need time for transition, but at the same time we've been able to put the new direction on track in order that we can be able to set ourselves as to what we said we are going to do when we were campaigning. But the good news is that quite a number of things have been achieved. Tourism was an extremely dead sector. Now, for instance, you see people giving awards to the Minister of Tourism, talking about tourism all over the world, seeing us on the international side, the domestic side, rolling out quite a lot of new policies. Now we are talking about decentralization. We are upping in the market, in the promotion and marketing. So much is happening, and we are up and about in terms of implementing our ecotourism policy. We are integrating with all the different sectors. So it's a big change, because what it means is that within 12 to 24, 36 months, tourism is going to deliver jobs. Just our statistics for 3 months show that we had over 20,000 tourists in Sierra Leone. And I mean, can you imagine what is going to happen by the end of this year and then to next year? So many good things has happened.
For this very reason that we call on the people to support us in our democratic accountability drive. We are talking about over $1 billion siphoned, ending up in bottomless private pockets. We want the citizens to stand with us to recover those monies so that we can plow back into this economy. I hear people saying the ground dry. If we recover all of those monies, we plow them back into this economy, we can have flooding.
Footage.
Very interesting. These are the ministers of President Julius Malema government, and they have spoken lengthily, but very interesting for Madam Atu Pratt, Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, make it admitted from the look of things that there are challenges, even though his ministry is rebranding the tourist sector by decentralizing the activity, creating more policies, and also reintegrating with other line ministry for the betterment of this country. Whilst Ali Kaba still looking at there as a state actor, they are moving in the direction of the international world, and President Julius Maada Bio is ensuring that he continue to galvanize the international world to support his government. For rather $1 billion being squandered, and they as a government calling on the people to help them recover this kind of amount of money. You have heard from them, Kamara, very interesting one. Everybody speak on his own interest from their own political point of view as a ministers of the present government.
Of course, I have two here.
Okay.
The one is Ministry of Tourism.
Okay.
For us to show the blueprint of President Maada Bio.
Wow.
For and you hear the minister spoke there, the honorable minister Memuna Tupat. She made it clear that in 36 months they are going to give this blueprint. Okay. For President Maada Bio to achieve with young people out there, the Ministry of Youth, the Ministry of Tourism is one of those ministries can give the blueprint of President Maada Bio. Okay. Unless if the present government release more funds to the Ministry of Tourism, that particular woman there can make the difference. Okay, let us go to this $1 billion question. Of course, we have seen the audit survey, the audit report. What we are seeing here as organization, of course, by in 2 weeks' time, we will come out with a press release for we to call on to government for them to give, for those people that are named in that particular audit, for them to give back this money.
This forensic report.
Absolutely so.
Okay.
Right and clear, this particular $1 billion is 3.5 the national budget per year. So for us as young people, we believe this money, if people do not take this money for themselves and their family, this particular money should have saved life, and so many young people
very interesting
will have job. For we believe this particular money, if this money come back, and then we really sure with Ben Kelfala, this money will come back.
You sound too confident.
As a youth activist, I'm always confident. This particular money will come back, and then this particular money should not be put into the national coffer again.
Okay.
We want the present government to spend this money to other activities beside to empower young people. I'm saying this because the young people out there are really suffering. Our mothers are out there. The health sector is weak. Let us say this $1 billion, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the National Youth Commission, the Youth Service Scheme. If you take all this budget and then you put it into this particular $3 billion, it can go into this $1 billion 15 times. So for us, we believe that Ben Kelfala will come back with this money, and then the president will dedicate this money to the young people.
Okay, Victor, you heard from the ministers ranging from Ali Kaba, international national actor that worked towards the international community, and also you heard from Soare, the Minister of Information, but Memuna Tupat categorically stated that there are challenges.
For sure, which I earlier started, that whilst we are reflecting, the reflection goes to the challenges.
Okay.
Because the government, according to them, met the economy on a rough page, and trying to fill that page to make it clean. It's a deep hole to cover, and that takes time. And it works on all efforts, structures, strategies, and with trust. So the challenges are there, for which they have to use their initiative and expertise, and with financial backup to see these challenges well put in place. But let's come to, and it starts from here, with the speakers, starting with the Foreign Affairs Minister, Ali Kaba, who rightly talked of promoting and projecting into the state, or on behalf of the state, to the international world for development. Sierra Leone as a country that does not really by its whole depend on itself, but on donor funds from other countries. And for this to be in reality, the relationship must be cordial, must be strong and formidable. We have to work on that first, for which at the earlier or initial stage, we had so many trips made by the minister to,
including His Excellency as well.
His Excellency, to go and reconcile, rebuild friendship where it was lacking, or make improvement where it was on a very good page, or go and establish a new one. They established new ones, so that the more the merrier.
Like
so
the Dubai relationship.
That's why I said the more the merrier. So that bringing all these forces together, with whatever they intend generously to give to Sierra Leone, we add to how we start our way. And it's good today when we talk about the finance sector, with one good thing, even praised by the opposition, is the one center of finance,
the single
account treasury, wherein before this time, the day the government got another government, there was an information that over 200 accounts were closed immediately from different NDAs. Wherein before this time, when they enter into one ministry, they will have more than 4 or 5 accounts.
But there are concerns with the establishment of the single treasury accounts also. We are in people thinking that it is the factor that we cannot see the circulation of our currency to the layman point of view, according to them. But also they are looking at it in it is a stiff-handed approach by the government, which they also rated that it is the factors that allow the foreign currency continue to climb the ladder, whilst the local currency continue to depreciate, taking into consideration the cost per dollar as for now.
That's the view. The then government left the dollar still in a position that is not comfortable to Sierra Leoneans. And in the same continuation of this government, the dollar is not still comfortable to Sierra Leoneans. So that one, that's why it's a subject of
an impediment on the people,
which should be solved, but it's an ongoing process, for which we need a drastic reverse. We saw the immediate reverse that was made to lessen the pressure on the dollar, and we have seen it inflating again, for which we really need it to be right down. But our problem is it will only go down to the way we are expecting it if our production, if we are doing things that will make us generate funds from out, like you talk about importing. We are always importing. We don't export. We don't have materials that we really export, that money do comes. So if we are engaged in that, then we'll see the dollar falling. But we are more importing than exporting. So there lies a fault in the area of the dollar, for which our government talking about trying to improve on the agriculture, and other domestic natural resources, for which if we make use of that to sell them out to another country, we'll see the dollar drop.
Okay.
So that's one area. But the relationship and maintaining old friends, building a relationship is a very concern, good thing we cherish. Tourism. You heard Madam Memuna Tupra, doctor, saying it well, that with their creativity, after their findings, with regards to the tourism sector in this country, all the beaches and all the things that they have got a research of, if they put them properly in place, they alone can create a wide range of jobs facilities in this country.
Okay.
For which, when a country really wants to live well, the tourism sector, if you have the right person there to deal with the right, put the right natural resources in a better position, you will see us on a better footing.
Okay.
So tourism, with their expectation and their plans and what they are working on, it succeed. It's a very good thing. But the $1 billion question, which has really come out to be something not to the pleasant of the public at all. It's a money like this so costly to go astray like that without doing any good to Sierra Leoneans, especially the young people.
Okay.
It's a very big, huge money that if it was on board, as Mohammed rightly said, it would have added, if it was on board and again used judiciously.
Exactly.
Used judiciously, not just on board, it was on board and they misused it. So if used judiciously, then by now we shall be saying in that particular area of this 1 billion, something must have created change.
At least.
Yes, but it was misused. So by and large, well, look at the challenges caused. It's really done by we ourselves. We are very wicked to ourselves.
Attitude.
Yes, we are very wicked to ourselves. Yes, because if we are going towards the right approach, and the laws are adhered to, and then the law enforcers, if they have been working to see that it's not now. We've been seeing this audit report coming out all this while explaining these faults. Okay. If they have been dealt with long time before this time, by now we must have been seeing
some dividend.
Because those money would have been out long since for this government to meet this money. And in fact, even the Commission of Inquiry, so many are facing now, will not be there by now, because most of the cases going for Commission of Inquiry have been the reports have been out long since, from 2015.
They have been factored.
Yes,
particularly.
they have been factored from 2015, 16, 17, 18 to 19, onto the election to now. If the anti-corruption were there and the judiciary, we are working on these areas to see that the perpetrators or the defaulters are brought to book and see that they are being squeezed to take this money out of them because they have illegally and unlawfully squandered or misappropriated it. They would have been on a better footing by now. Okay. But because it was left kind of too much of laissez-faire attitude, led us to this particular point to even get a Commission of Inquiry, and I will see ACC running after them here and there. It's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, and the Commission is now calling upon some big head to be ruled. Well, what was the plight of the people, the concern of the people in observing 1 year in administration as a ruling government of President Julius Maada Bio? Let's take the views of members of the public.
I'm a businessman. For the past 1 year now, from when we take power, the way our business was there before and now it's quite different. As a concerned citizen, from where Maada Bio can have power, this is not the 1 year so today. And I like you, when I born citizen of this country, not here, not see. My own experience with again, from when I begin to business, for this past 1 year, the worst year this ever. I don't ever see a way worse like this from when we take power.
Waiting and make up of this, I tell God thank you because Maada Bio don't 1 year end. The way they come together go so. Now I tell God, what you know mommy wants made the payment help for do. Now for me the dollar count down. But we appreciate her so much. We're glad for this one year. They will not say better thing will come. We believe that day, and we gotta believe in they say better thing will come. So we tell God thank you for this one year. When mother build 1 year and power today.
Like as for me now, being a student, with all in promise with the students like the fund of fees, understand they don't usually release them by the form they meet. Then the science department for me say they pay for me science and money and they pay for me. So then they all give up what I place.
They go all business, they go like I be they go trade. That nothing rough. Nothing on the way they go on. Hope they feel they will trade. We feel fine or they on no nothing. Sell be we get sell because of the dollar. Now they buy dollar 984,000. We don't buy the dollar right now. So how would they get? Who upsell like I don't want here. So get for me follow will laugh. But still anyhow we do it now. So we not feel good. And no good we not feel. We feel say we can't say this one here. We will feel better, but we say the dollar so no more they go up, they go up. Even this they can all sell no day. Now so like city council they all we. And then once the old pass to go pay 50,000, 70 before they left free. So right now we not feel fine. Not in the way they make stuff they feel good.
Julius Madabio, today in 1 year. Upon all in 1 year we don't take, to me, I'm also nothing what you do. Let me come into the free education way. He say he can't wait. Yes, free education is fine, but that free and quality education, that quality is overruled because me don't serve as a teacher. Approval come and till now as I talk to you, me school nothing. When I tonko limba, chiefdom. Nothing to nothing no come na me school, no approval, no nothing no come. Na RC Katiri. RC Katiri, nothing no come for we. And as I tell you so, as I talk to you now, the teachers the way all we've been there by the teaching, presently they don't decide for left the teaching field because of the community, then we don't say, because then they do half thing then for we. Where at least would they get half thing from the school picking them. Now they don't stop everything. They say let community not do nothing again for we. So now we not get no say again how they get. Right? We not get no say again how they get. The community will be the help we for we half token. Now they like it today, they don't stop.
Amongst many that are members of the public are expressing their concern with the current state of dispensation of the ruling government. Kamara, you heard from the people, you heard what them say, ranging from business and not throwing increments on the dollars, education yet to be actualized in the free and quality education.
Let me just take education.
Education.
Education is the flagship program of this government.
Definitely.
For us as Sierra Leoneans, all of us know the challenges around education. It is our responsibility as civil rights activists, as media practitioners, citizens out there, for we to put hands together to help the government in that perspective. If we do not put hands together to help the government to achieve in the education sector, it is a blow not just to the government, but to us as citizens down here. Government is putting everything together for them to see the education sector move ahead. But for we to just cry down everything, come out with this the problem, and then the Ministry of Education should be there to put the mechanism in place.
And you heard from a student, because His Excellency make a pronunciation that fees that have been paid by students should be refunded. Up to now, that has not become to reality.
It is the responsibility for the Minister of Education for him to call back for that money for that money that particular money should be refunded back to the people. The people that pay that particular money.
Do you think the free and quality education is an answer?
Now let us just remove the quality there first.
Free.
Let us think about the free for now. Let us try and put mechanism in place for the free education. By next year, we will look into the quality education.
VFX footage. 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 VFX footage.
Ceylon, a breathtaking destination located in the west coast of Africa, endowed with white sand beaches, epic mountains, rainforest, and vibrant culture, with a population of about 7.8 million inhabitants. In 2016, Orange was born in Sierra Leone. The growth and development of a country is supported by a vibrant telecom industry. We're proud to mention that the people of Sierra Leone have woven true love with the internet, which is used everywhere, every time, to communicate, entertain, and learn. Orange Sierra Leone quickly realized that the price of data, which was at 225 leones per megabyte, and the quality of network provided by the actors since 2015 could not support a sustainable digital development. We invested in a stable and high-quality internet with national coverage. We then took the lead to restructure the internet portfolio of Sierra Leone by reducing the price by half between 2017 and 2018. This was followed by competition. Today, our catalog and network are plebiscite by our customers and partners, which we are very proud of.
Well, welcome back from that short break as we are continuing with the views live on Freetown Television. Kamara, you have been just making some very interesting points on the free and quality education. While you are on your leg, will you just in a few seconds wrap up in this area while he's moving over to Victor, as time is not much in our favor?
For us as civil society organizations, civil society activists, media practitioners, citizens down there, let us all put hands together to complement government effort in the free education. We are not talking now presently about quality education. By next year, we should be talking about quality education. For now, let us look at the fault in the free education.
Challenges
there. So from that particular aspect, we can come now. We can come back by next year, and then we will discuss about the quality.
Okay, a political analyst was telling me that by next year, when President Bill will be going again in his second segment, then people will begin to evaluate him whether the free and quality education stand the test of time. But Victor, you had for members of the public the increment of the foreign currency has been very much alarming. Business are not running. This has been a bottleneck for their day-to-day activity because they live on a day-to-day basis.
There comes in the stiff neck of the economy. The economy, as we are talking, which the government is fighting on to see it stand, lies the problem. I think I said it just now in my last statement that until we find ways wherein our government starts manufacturing, creating things that in our country which other countries would like to.
So in other words, you're talking of the local content policy.
That's it, the local content policy, wherein we too start to manufacture things for export, so that in that exchange we'll see the depreciation of value in the dollar system. And but if that is not happening at all, then we'll come to realize that it will not work, because until we will see this way. So what I will advise, I'm not advising now, but talking about really the views from the people. You had one saying the worst year. It's the worst year because by privately to himself, he has not seen something achieved as expected. But when you look at the totality of everything that is going on, which he has diverted a bit, talking about self and not total, and then he has his own view and his take for him to see how life goes on with him. But better things to come, but must work on the dollar. I love that statement from that lady.
Okay.
Better things to work. She has seen the future of the country.
There is a prospect.
Yes, that the foundation, the strength at which the country is going, she is seeing a kind of development, because to her, being a businesswoman, must have seen some structures that were damaged that to her is now developed, but or growing up gradually. For a businesswoman to tell you that the future will be better later, takes a strong mind. For a man can say it easily, but for a woman, it's from what she has started seeing. So I love her sending that message to the government that though you have worked and we are seeing prospects ahead, but what will make our prospect to be more materialized is work on the dollar.
Okay.
So if the government work on the dollar, will be good. It's not easy. The dollar challenge, then the
now we are now seeing a civil society organization issued out press release regarding the auction of dollars, which they say
because the dollar, why the dollar stands to be a concern is because it plays a very huge and outstanding pivotal role to the control of the economy of this country.
Okay.
We go, the world as a whole go for dollar currency than any other currency you can think of. So if we want that currency to go down in our country, we should work on our world. But the last to bring on board is the monetary mechanism.
Okay.
The monetary mechanism is very, very low, and it's frustrating because even I had Mama talking about the education, the flagship for the president. Honestly speaking, we cannot see the quality now. Quality must not be expected now because education has been damaged for long, and this is a new system. We haven't got free education in this country ever. So if we've got free education now, you will not think of free education and qualities. Both
so
stand,
meaning we are not getting the best of
both stand the same position. You expect free education, And from the free education being a pilot stage, within that moment, monitoring mechanisms, the setting, the structure will be laid down to see how they chase the quality. And in chasing the quality, it's like you find the defaulters. Okay. Teachers that will not be working, will not be living to expectation, will not want to do what is expected of them. Then you pluck them out, and those that will be doing what is called for, you leave them there, and they will verify the quality of education. So
very brilliant,
but the last one now is let the government lower the tax rate. Though government lives on tax, but at the same time, government cannot do it all. Job employment is highly needed. So in that case, let government encourage private sectors to come in. Okay. Put down the economy, because the higher the economy, the more you think you create development. And down there you have more people who are suffering and be ready to come and destroy what you are putting as a development. Okay. But the higher the lower the tax, the more the influx of private sector that will help the government to complement the efforts of the government. The money comes in, then whatever development comes will sustain without any destruction. The people will be happy down there and will push forward.
Before leaving you, whilst you are rounding up, what will be your word of courage to citizens of CLU?
Citizens of Sierra Leone, let me talk to you. Be courageous. We've gone a long way. We'll fought the fight. We are now at the tail end. Let us don't get at the tail end and go off the fight. Let's finish the fight. The battle is ours. And let us put hands together and complement the efforts of the government, from the president to his cabinet and all other sectors involved. We'll all work together and see the way forward for ourselves, future, and children yet on board. But let us don't put any politics, no tribal, no region. Even the government, from president, as I talked to, down to the last level, tribalism must be off, regionalism must be off, nepotism must be off. Let's work on things that will work in the best interest of the nation for us to go forward. And then tomorrow, people will praise us like we are praising them now. America is when they came together to see themselves as one. So, as Sierra Leone tomorrow, for us to be praising another man's country, let us come together, see ourselves as one,
charity,
work in the same man. Unionism will let us to the ladder where we want to.
Okay.
So that,
thank you very much. That is Victor Tutu Rogers, a media analyst with me in the studio, as we are continuing to look at the the current government that clocked 1 year in office. Well, Kamara, whilst we are rounding up, what are you expecting to see in the not too distant future for young people in Sierra Leone, because your organization is dealing with young people?
There is so many hope down the tunnel for the young people. What I'm just saying to the young people, let us just have hope and believe in all government institutions for them, believe in them so they can deliver to the people down there. When if government is disbursing its fund, let them consider the youth sector as #1 priority. So the youth sector can cushion the problem the government is facing now.
Okay, thank you very much. He is the director of Youth Empowerment and Development, Mohamed Kamara, being with me in the studio this afternoon. Hope to get these guys in other subsequent edition to help us through light in issue of national interest. You are watching the views live on Freetown Television Network. Just to remind you about the views, comes up Monday to Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. each and every other weekdays, and also you can get us live on Radio Freetown 90.4 FM. That's all we have for you in today's edition, which will be the final edition for this week. Hope to get you again in subsequent edition come next week. Well, on behalf of the production team that placed all this material for you to be part of this program, let me thanks and appreciate, especially for you, Claude Ate Robert, and the executive producer William Bobatunde Fury. thanks and appreciation, and also to the technician in the studio, that is Mary Cole, Elizabeth Lee, and also General Focus for doing the groundwork at the back of the scene. And the cameraman, the man behind the camera here this afternoon is Ali Jallo and also Mori Kuruma. Thanks and appreciation. But continue to stay with FTN and Radio Freetown 90.4 FM, because we have a barrage of interesting program that will be coming up as we are broadcasting. Uncompromising journalists with a fresh perspective, we are moving for a brighter future. If you want to see your business to grow, just come and join us at our number 2 Godrich Street Studio. Definitely your satisfaction will be guaranteed. Till we meet again another time, another edition, I'm your truly Mohamed Ba. Have a nice day. Juma Mubarak.
VFX footage. VFX footage.
This is Freetown Television Network.